Hey. Just making sure that we good. Come on in, family. Let's do this.
You make me smile.
Hey.
It's like the world completely stops when you're near.
Just double check if you can hear me, if you can see me.
Girl, my cloudy afternoons
Let me know.
clear.
Yeah, I do believe we should be live on both Facebook and YouTube this evening. Feeling good this evening. How y'all feeling this fabulous Friday, right? Hey. Miss Gimme Cornbread, I see you. Shout out to you. I'm just gonna have some music playing until we all get in here. Want to have some fun tonight, switch things up a little bit. Again, if you can both hear me and see me, please let me know. Digital Life, I see you. Yeah, it's all, man, y'all. But you know what? Don't let me be the only one grooving. Y'all, wherever you at, make sure you feel this vibe. Get your groove on just a little bit. Hey, I got space to move, so I'm feeling good tonight. It's Friday. I'm here with my family. We about to have some fun. And we are going to talk about some finances, man. So yes, come on in and let's have some good time this evening, y'all. So glad that everybody's here. Just let me double check and make sure that everybody's in on both sides. Yeah, so let's do this. Oh, yeah. All right, I think I'm good here on this end too. How's everybody feeling this Friday? Feeling good? I sure hope so, because I am, right? Yeah. All right, all right. So who is? I'm checking in, Mr. Digital. Like I say, we see you. I see you, man. Yes, the energy, man. We got to bring just as much energy as possible. I don't know if you can tell, I'm standing right now, right? So I finally got a desk that I can stand at and not be so constrained in the corner there. So now I got all this freedom of movement, bringing the energy levels up, because, you know, we have to ask the question, how bad do we want it? I want it bad enough as to where we are definitely going to get there. We definitely gonna get there. Yo, man, Mike, you pay attention to everything. Yes, new lights, new lighting system. Man, you know, I got the picture where, you know, I got the Rode Procaster. Let me go and bring the music. Yeah, want the party over here. Y'all gonna make, we gonna. Yes. We'll be grooving all night, man. Let me go on and shut this music down, man. Shout out to Marquise Green, recording artist, who allowed me to use that music for the intro, man. So shout out to him. Absolutely love it. Not only listen to the music, I can take the headphones off. But yes, new lighting system, new camera, new setup, new desk, monitor, the Rode Procaster, shotgun mic. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. And we are just going to have a good time this evening. So, Maria, so good to see you. All my guests who've been here, Mike, Maria, those two amazing people who have made this, I don't even know what we call this, vlog, show, whatever. Them two being on the show, man, has definitely made it a huge difference. Loving to see the family. Who we got new here? Best Made Organic. This is Dorothy over here in Las Vegas, from Las Vegas. Vegas, yes. Christian is in the building tonight correcting me, right? So I'm standing up so we can't see him, so he is definitely there. So welcome to the show. But before we get too busy, let me go ahead and play the intro, and I'll be back. Alrighty, family, again, so glad to have you here joining us on this Family Fun Financial Fridays. For those of you who are just tuning in, may not know what's happening, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tyrone Gregory, and I am your favorite uncle cousin, and this is the Self-Employed Tax Guys YouTube channel, where I am going to take you behind the scenes of tax and business so you can become successfully self-employed. And again, if you're new here, as always, I am joined with my son, Mr. Christian Gregory, who has deemed himself to be your favorite nephew. Copying off his daddy, but that's okay. He follows my foot. I appreciate that. So again, how are you, man? I'm so excited to be here. So excited to talk about tonight. For the last three live streams that I've done, the last three I've had guests in here, starting with Digital Life. He joined me live, him and his wife, and it was such a pleasure to have him here and share his story. After that, I had two of my friends who also do tax and accounting, Shannon and Kevin. They joined me, but that one, the audio wasn't right. Wasn't nothing acting right. We had to share mic. That one was completely messed up, right? So as much as we love technology, we know that it fails us sometime. And that night, it failed me. But you know what? I didn't delete the video because, I want to show people that as you growing, mistakes happen. Then after that, Maria came on, man, and she gave such an amazing, raw, truthful, transparent story about her and her beginning from fear to freedom. Absolutely amazing. And I didn't know. I was like, man, what are we going to talk about tonight? Like, how am I going to follow all of the greatness that just came before this? So forgive me if y'all expecting something amazing, but it's just me tonight. So back to just you and I, okay? So let's see here. Maria said, where's Christopher? Oh, well, Christopher is at home. We got, you get the hood on. I'll just do it. I'm glad y'all probably can't see him. I'm going to block him. He got his hood on looking like he's a hacker over there. What'd you say? Your ears is cold? Okay, that's what he says here. So yes, absolutely welcome. So glad you're here. Come on in. I know I just said that 455 times now, but I'm just excited. Just excited that you are here and of everything that is happening. Man, so check in. What's going on with you? What's new? We got a whole bunch of things to talk about, but not tonight because I only got one thing to talk about. I don't even know why I said that. Let me get some water here. Yes, Mike. Maria definitely was absolutely amazing. And even on her interview, it's funny, she was shouting out Mike's wife, right? Like, I guess it was the wife clubs, but Maria's husband was holding her down too. So the husband came back for the win again. So husbands are absolutely amazing, just as our wives are. That's why we love them and they love us. And we are good. So again, who are we welcoming? Natalie, I see you, says, hey there, everybody. Best Made Organic from Vegas, which I grew up in Vegas. Absolutely love Vegas. Be back there soon enough once everything open back up, right? Bobby Blue says, peace to everybody. Yes, I can see you. So glad again to have all of you here. So tonight, what are we going to talk about? Are you keeping track? You're not even. Okay, I'm just making sure. Christian is doing a project for me on top of monitoring the comments, making sure that I don't miss anything. So again, if I miss anything, it's his fault. Right? That's his fault. You're going to have to come. We're going to put you in like a desk right here so we can see you. Can't see you way back there. But yes, so tonight, very, very important thing that I want to talk about and how this came about. So let me actually put it up here on the screen. Oops, that ain't what I wanted. Yeah, right. All right, almost there, guys. So tonight's topic, questions that will move you forward in both business and in life. So this idea, this topic came about because obviously I get asked a lot of questions, and I do my best. For those of you who know me, you know I do my absolute best to answer every single comment, every single email, every question, every direct message. I do my absolute best to answer every single question. If I missed a question, please forgive me. For right now, it was really just me doing everything, answering all the questions. On the only reason that is, I haven't hired a team yet. I thought about, my wife and kids, but I can't have my other two kids answering the questions because they may not know the answer to the question when it comes to business and taxes. So for right now, it is truly just me answering every single question, comment, direct message that I receive. So if I miss your question, comment, or message, post it again. I apologize up front for that, but post it again. I'll make sure I get to it. But questions. We get asked questions all the time. I ask you questions, you ask me questions. And no, this is not, because I know I did like a question thing like a few videos back where I asked some very thought-provoking questions, but this is not the kind of questions I'm going to ask tonight. As a matter of fact, I don't really want to ask any questions at all. I want you to get into the idea of understanding the value and the importance of asking questions. It's funny that I didn't really pay attention to until I dove into the subject of just how many questions that there are, right? Like how many questions we get asked in a day, or the fact of this is just part of our normal conversation to ask a question. And then I started to realize the extreme value of asking questions. So the whole purpose of tonight really is to understand why questions are important. That's the only reason we want to get into. The reason why, let me go to my notes. I want to make sure I don't forget anything. And questions are important for, at least from this aspect, right? When we look at questions from both a personal life and our business, questions are important for this reason. Information. Bottom line, information. When you ask a question, you get back information, which is when especially when it comes to business, right? Because I'm always including our business and our life, right? But this one here specifically, I wanted to talk about for your business, moving you forward in business, upgrading, scaling upward. And the way that we are going to achieve that, right? Because I'm in the same boat. You and I are exactly the same position. I don't care if you think that I'm doing way better, because I'm not. I am right here with you, but I'm sharing it with you as I grow, because I want you to grow with me. I want all of us to grow together. I want all of us to be successfully self-employed. And the way we're going to do that, at least for tonight, is by asking questions, but not just any question, asking the right questions. And let me put this back here, because here's the thing. Asking questions, right, results in us receiving information. But what's more important is that information equals data, or data, however you want to pronounce it, tomato. You receive information from asking a question, which is going to give you data or data. Again, I don't know which one, but that's the process. You ask the question, you get information. From that information, you are going to gather lots of data. And with that data, it is going to drive more sales. Okay? Remember, that's the whole reason we're in business. We have to sell a product. I know selling is an uncomfortable thing to a lot of people. And there is, I'm sorry, go and put me back on there. And there is this things where we can automate a lot of things, right? So we hope that we can automate our sales. Well, some things can, like we can automate the funnel that people go through, but still, for the most part, we, the individuals, the business owners, the person is going to have to be responsible for the sales, because 90% of the people like to do business with people. They don't really like to do business with a lot of automation. They don't like to do business with a lot of machines. A lot of people don't trust AI as it is, right? So people still prefer to do business with people. So that means we still have to be involved in the sales process as a hands-on. Now, a lot of that can come from, yes, we're writing sales pages, we're making sure that our copy contains emotional information and things like that, but it's still us dealing with people. And when we're dealing with people, we gotta have information, because it's going to give us data on the people that we're dealing with. Case in point, this whole show, right, it started off, in my opinion, as a Q&A. That was my intention for going live every Friday, outside of us being in the pandemic, giving us something amazing to do. Let's just do a Q&A, right? Ask me some questions, I'll answer them. But as we went through the Q&A, and as people continue to ask me questions and leave comments on the videos, I'm actually documenting the questions that are being asked of me. Why? Because that is giving me data. It is giving me information like, okay, what is it that they want to know? And with that information, I take that and I create solutions for the problem. Because when you ask a question, well, wait, before I go there, let me back up. In order to be a successful business, or even not even that, there's a saying that I like. If you want to make $1 million, then solve 1 million problems, or at least solve a problem for 1 million people, or something to that right. But the thing to know is the fact that you have to solve a problem. But if you don't know what problem to solve, how can you solve it? And that's the business model. Every business solves a problem. Like, if you had a lock that you needed to unlock and I had the key, then that's the solution. The whole lock and key idea right there. You're going to pay me for use of my key that is going to unlock your lock. That is business in this entirety. Everything is an exchange. That's what our economy is built on, right? Our economy is nothing more than a series of micro transactions happening all the time across multiple industries. That's all it is. So understanding that, we have to ask questions to understand what the problem is that our consumers or our customers or our target audience is having, in order to provide a solution. And this is important because, like me, I'm always use myself as the example, because I made the mistake of assuming first. I didn't ask questions. I assumed, right? I had an idea. I know what I wanted to do. I know what product or service that I wanted to present. I know how I wanted to position myself in the market. And when I did it, I fell flat. Just absolute flat on my face. Didn't work, right? And it was sad because because I was like the living example of the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing, but expecting different results, right? They say that's the definition of insanity. And I was going insane in business because I was doing the same thing, expecting something to be different. So when it comes to business, I was losing my mind. But then it changed when I noticed people starting to ask me questions, and here I am answering them. And that's when it hit me like, man, maybe what I want to do isn't what they want. Maybe what I'm offering is not the solution to their problem. So how do I get the solution to their problem? How do I transform my business from me continually trying to do the same exact thing and expecting a different result and getting frustrated? I would become so frustrated, like, man, why is this not working? Why is this not happening the way I want it to? You know why? Because I wasn't asking questions. That asking questions changed my whole trajectory for business. And so I want you to do the same. Learn to ask the question. Because again, questions gives information. Information gives you data. The more data you have, you get more sales. Bottom line. That's exactly the goal. The more sales you have, the better off your business. I love watching Shark Tank, and Mark Cuban always says that a business is nothing without its customers. And he's absolutely true on that. Your business, if you don't have customers, you don't have a business. Absolute blank period. So we have to ask questions in order to get information, in order to get data, so we can get more sales. And so I want to kind of give some examples. I got some things wrote down here that I want us to think about real life. Let's start with Google. Everything that we type into Google is a question. I'm going to say not everything, right? Some things are statements. But for the most part, and this is an example of how questions drive our business, or how questions drive business, how questions are driving our economy right now in this tech age. When we go to Google, 90% of the times we are asking a question. Okay? The search box, think about that. The search box in Google is asking you a question and you don't even know it. But that's just how powerful it is, because the search box in Google is saying, what are you looking for? What are you searching for? That is what, every time you go to Google, Google is asking the question, what are you searching for? Just to let that sink in for a minute. And think about that. That's all Google does. Even if you go to YouTube, which is owned by Google, not if you go to YouTube, you're on YouTube now watching me unless you're on Facebook. But it's asking a question. What are you searching for? Very simple. And you type in your answer, and guess what Google does? Provides you a solution. And if you think about that, how much has Google made? How much is Google worth? Because all it does is ask a question. Think about that. I'm gonna give me a sip of water while that sit in. Christian, tonight you're gonna have to let me know if there's comments that I need to answer. You have to interrupt me, per se, yeah. So, now that we've talked about that and we've let that set in, that Google is a $1 billion company, probably more than that, right? I haven't looked at it in a while. But Google made billions of dollars because it asks a question. Simple. Oh, my phone went off. Google's listening right now, see? And just, even that. The minute I say Google, my phone says, how may I help you? It's absolutely scary sometimes, actually. Like that my phone is listening and every time I say a word, it comes on. How may I help you? A simple question resulting in billions of dollars. So with that thought process in mind, with that idea, don't you think that it would be very strategic for us to actually focus and implement strategic questioning in our business. If Google is making billions of dollars and all it does is ask us a question, how much do you think that we would make if we focus on asking the question? And there's a lot of questions that I really want us to get into tonight. I'm kind of go through that, but I want to share with you something. I'm going to put this up here. So we know, again, repeating myself, we ask questions, we get information, we get data, we get more sales. And here's an example. This one here should be a famous one. You asked, we listened. Have any of you, well, I'm going to say have, I'm pretty sure you have, but can you remember, or do you ever remember seeing companies say that? You asked, we listen. I get the email. That was the and I actually stole that. Just put it in there tonight because I got that email today from a company that I use. You asked, we listen. And I open the email and there it is. Like, okay, obviously a lot of people have asked for this feature. They've listened, added this feature, and guess what that did for them? Just a wild guess. I'm thirsty tonight. I'm all so much energy and excitement. I'm it's yeah. So y'all chime in and guess what that simple question you asked, we listened, what that simple thing, what you think it did for that business? If anybody guessed made them money, you're absolutely right. Something that simple. You asked, we listened. So, moving on with that, right? Some questions for you. Like I said, questions are important. Now, I'm not collecting data, right? I'm not doing that. I just want to put some questions in your mind for you personally, okay? Put this out there. So this is some questions for you. There's actually two questions. And I'm only, the only reason I ask these two particular questions because of all the questions that I get, these are the two questions that I want people to focus on first. So knowing that, again, the whole goal is to understand that questions that are going to move you forward. We just went through the entire example where I showed you where Google, all they do is ask questions and they make billions of dollars just answering those questions or providing solutions or answers to the questions that they're being asked. Companies said, you asked, we listen. Questions are running our economy. So questions for you to move you forward that I want you to think about. You don't have to respond. You don't have to send me an email. This is definitely a question that I want to have for you because I want to move you forward. And that question is this. What's your goal? Think about that. Really, really take time to think about that. And I asked the question because a lot of time when I talk to people, when people ask me questions, they have an idea, which is great. Some even have a product already getting ready to launch or have launched and just looking at maybe the scale. But then I'm like, okay, so what's the end result? What's your goal? Like, what are you trying to do? Do you have a number financially that you want to hit? Do you have a reasoning for wanting to go from the sole proprietor / DBA to the LLC to the S Corp? What is your reason? What's your goal? And a good majority of the individuals cannot answer that question. So I want to put it out there for us to really understand what is our goal. And not just like, okay, a lot of people say my goal is to be successful. That's great. What does that look like? Right? A lot of people say I want to own a business. That's wonderful. I'm with that. But what does that look like? What is your goal? Like, do you want your business to pay you your living wage? You want to be able to do like Tarzan in the business world? What I mean by that is like, okay, you're holding on to your W-2 or whatever job or school or whatever it is you're holding on to here, And on this vine, and now on this vine, you got the business, but you haven't let go of this one over here. You're still holding on. Why? Because maybe you don't feel like this one is strong enough. And if you put both hands on here, you're going to fall to the jungle floor. But then if we have a goal and we know that, we can grab to this vine with confidence. So what's your goal? Think about that. Honestly, like, do you want your business to fund your lifestyle? And if the answer is yes, what does that look like? How much money do you need for your business to make in order to fund your lifestyle, in order to pay for your vacations, pay for your house, pay for your car, pay for kids' college funds, pay for clothing, pay for savings, retirement? What's your goal? Do you know? Or are you just operating like, oh, I hope I make a lot of money? Like, I hope this works. No, have a goal. Because once you have a goal in mind, once you can see it, once you know what, the business needs to make at least $150,000, because I'm gonna take $100,000 for myself, leave $50,000 in the business for reoccurring revenue, for equity, for future venturing expenses, right? And then I'm gonna take that $100,000 and do what I need to do on the personal side, and don't forget taxes. But have a goal, because if you don't have a goal, you're just floating. Okay. Next question I'm gonna ask you is, what is your budget? Two things you need to know. These are my questions for you. Just like Google, I want to know. But like I said, don't answer me though. I did say that. You don't have to reply to me. What's your budget? Do you know how much what you're trying to do actually requires? Have you really sat down in all honesty and wrote out a budget? And the reason I ask that is because we tend to spend, oh my goodness, I don't want to say unnecessarily, but if it's not going to produce income, and my goal is in 12 months. Whenever I buy something, can what I buy pay for itself within a year, right? Because come next tax time, 12 months. That's my goal. If the answer is no, I won't get it. Okay? Like I said, recently I just upgraded the office, just got all new everything. But I've been, that patient for over, oh my goodness, how many years? I started, it's only about 5 years now that I've been having this conversation with myself. Do I need it? Is it within my budget? If I buy it now, what is it going to do for me? Yeah, that's pretty much I've been dealing with myself for the last 5 or 6 years now. And finally I said, you know what? It's that time. Have more space. Upgraded the lighting, obviously, for production value. Getting ready to do a lot more courses. Getting ready to do a lot more things. So hopefully, with everything that I spend, my goal is to get a return on my investment within 12 months. That's my goal. Do I have a budget for that? I absolutely did. Do you have a budget for yours? I absolutely hope so. Okay? Those are my two questions for you. What's your goal? What's your budget? I want you to really think about that. Okay? Any questions so far? Anything, Chris? All right. Cool. I got everybody's attention. I'm loving it. Let's see. Huh? Nothing? All right. So now y'all heard Christian said nothing. So that means he ain't sending y'all comments through. So it's on Christian. So I'm going to continue. You got one? All right. So now look at it. Now you want to put something. Now it says, should I have a budget for my business yearly? Because I calculate what budget I should have per month of my upcoming business. Great question. Great question. Absolutely. Should you have a budget for your business yearly? And I am going to say the answer is yes. Always have. Now, again, not maybe you can break down depending on how granular you want to be in your business. You can do daily, You can do weekly, bi-weekly, you can do monthly, you can do quarterly, you can do yearly. But this comes to when it comes to really planning, being actually serious about your business, because one of the things that we'll get into eventually is the business plan. And one of the components of the business plan is the financial projections. What do you project in a year, 5 year, 10 years, based on other things that involved in a business plan? What do you think you're going to make? What are your financials going to be? What do you think will happen in the next couple of months? I know this pandemic really brought out the idea that we really need to be in tune with our financials. I've had more financial conversations just within these last couple of months than I've probably had in my, I don't want to say in my financial career, but in the last couple of years, really having that difficult conversation about your business and your finances has really been easy this year. Like, in previous years, I would have to beg, like, what are you going to do? Let's talk about this. You can't continue business this way. And now this year, hey, now they coming to me. What can I do? Finances are really important. So when it comes to the budget, I definitely say, I like to do 12 months, but it is broken down by each month. I budget for January, February, March. I have monthly budget, but at the end of the year, did I keep track? So thank you for asking that question. It's a great question. And we'll go here. Man, I'm looking in, even though Christian ain't sending me audio, I can still see the chats here. So to my guys, Mr. Kelly, it's good to see that you're here in the chat, man. Glad to see everybody's here. A lot of things going on in the chat. Y'all are absolutely great there. I see Uncle Vin is in the building, so it's good to see Uncle Vin here. Appreciate you. Yeah, let's see here. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about questions. Continuing on our need for asking questions. Let me put this here. So here's some questions for your business. Now, I've asked my 2 questions I want you to consider. What is your goal? What is your budget? Get those things answered. You don't have to reply to me. Answer those questions for yourself, because the answer to those questions will move you forward. That is my goal, asking questions to move you forward. Google, Yahoo, Bing, all they do is ask questions to us, and they have moved forward expediently, right? They are billion-dollar companies simply by asking questions. And when we ask questions to Google, Yahoo, Bing, or whatever other search engine we use, guess what? They're getting information. Guess what? They're turning that information into data. And guess what they're doing with that data? Selling us things. Okay? They're driving sales. I mean, and we know this, right? I think it's funny. We've all accepted it by now. Like at first, when it first happened, it was a huge phenomenon. Like, hey, I was looking at Nike shoes on Google, went to Facebook, and there's an ad for Nike shoes. Data. They're taking that data and they're making sales with it. So you want to take that data, you want to do like Google, Yahoo, and Bing is doing in your business. You want to ask questions. You want to get information, get data so you can drive sales. So, questions for your business. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Christian said, hold on. Let me go back. What we got? All right. Digilife said, what is the correct way to develop a budget? Great question. And I'm actually working on a video, which is going to be bookkeeping versus budgeting. Even though it's really not a versus, it's going to be pretty much why they both are super important. But the best way to set a budget is to really sit down and do your homework. Find out what your fixed costs are. For business, like what do you have to pay on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, whatever that is, right? So for me, my fixed expenses are the lease amount that I pay here, the internet that I pay here, all of the software subscriptions, all of those are my fixed amount. So I can count on them to be consistent every month, same price. So I put that into like a budget. And when we talk about that, maybe it's what we talk about next week, showing the budget, because a good friend of mine, again, as always, Mr. John Phillips of Create Simple Meals, he's a financial analyst by day, chef by night, right? So we have multiple financial conversations, and he shared with me an amazing budget tool some years ago that I still use today. Maybe I can show that to you, but that is honestly the best way. Get your fixed costs down. And then you want to estimate, based on where you're going in the business, what are some other costs that you may need, that you may want to spend it on, and how much can you allocate towards that? And then make sure that you don't go over it, okay? Good. Oh, Maria, high five, Maria, for the super chat.
High five.
Much appreciated. As a matter of fact, I get to do this. Let me show you. Hold on. Yeah. New sound effects, man. I'm loving this Rode Procaster. Everybody, yeah. So appreciate you, Maria, as always, with the super chat. So let's go ahead and get to it. Questions for your business. Now, understand that there is a whole slew of questions and specific types of questions. When I developed my sales course, Sales from Square One, man, I got so many courses I didn't create and haven't released, but I went down this rabbit hole of what types of questions there are and the type of responses they give. I went down when it went way back to Greece and Socrates, and how he developed a specific type of question that he would ask his students because he would try to generate a certain type of response, right? Like questions can get deep. When you really can Google like types of questions, it's a lot of them. But the ones that I want us to focus on for the business is a closed-ended question versus an open-ended question. And we're going to take it back to high school, if I'm not mistaken, in English, and when we learned this, maybe even junior high. Closed-ended versus open-ended. And do I have an example of one here? So let's see here. Thought I did. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to show you. So, for a closed-ended question, we can ask this. How's your day going? What do you think the possible responses to that can be? Maybe a couple. It's going all right. It's good. It's bad, right? Like, when we ask a closed-ended question, the response is only going to be, yeah, so far, right? It's only going to give us a little bit, right? How's your day? Good. How's your day? Bad. How's your day? It's okay. It's only going to go so far. And within this space, there's not a lot of information. And if there's not a lot of information, very little data, right? Nothing there. That's a closed-ended question. Closed-ended questions, just the result is going to be a very short or one-word answer. No information. Or I can say no. Very, very little information when we ask closed-ended questions. So an open-ended question would be, if you could change anything about your day, what would it be? Now notice, how was your day? Versus, if you could change anything about your day, what would it be? Oh man, let me tell you, I would do woo-woo. You probably would open up to most people like, yeah, that's opening up a can of worms. I want to be around that person. I really don't want to know that, because now it's going to go on forever. But you get within that stretch, there's a lot of information. There's a lot of data. There's a lot of things that if we learn to listen, right? Because oftentimes when we ask questions or when people talk, we respond to listen, really. I mean, well, we respond just to respond. We're not really listening. That's another thing. When we ask questions, we really have to learn to listen. Don't pre-formulate a response right? Don't already have something in your mind like, oh, I know what they're going to say. I'm going to go ahead and respond to that. No, actually learn to listen about the information that you're receiving in this space, because you're going to take that information, you're going to categorize it into some sort of data and use that information to create or build a product for your ideal target, for your ideal client. And when you do that, sales go through the roof. So we have to get into the habit of understanding that we just cannot, we absolutely just cannot simply continue to ask basic questions. We simply cannot, especially when it comes to understanding our target, to understanding our target client, to understanding our customers. We cannot ask closed-ended questions, but we also cannot be afraid to ask difficult questions. Okay, you know, if somebody returned a product that you purchased, if somebody asks for a refund, don't be so. I don't know. I guess the best word I can come up with is arrogant, as to where we can say, you know what, that was their fault. You know, that I know my product is good. I know my service is good. They returned it. Something wrong with them. No. Ask. What did you find wrong with my product? Why are you returning it? What's the problem? Right? Like, ask those difficult questions, because as you get that information, as you get that feedback, you're able to improve. Right? Maybe somebody returned a product because there's something faulty in it that nobody else has caught yet. So if you ask every person, they'd be like, yeah, you know, I bought this product because it did this or it broke in this way. Guess what? Now you know how to improve your product. And if you have a better and improved product, what else do you have? More sales. So we have to be able to understand and make sure that we're asking open-ended questions. Get that information, convert that to data, get more sales. Now, I wanted to show you here because I got about 13 more minutes. I didn't even realize it was that far. Interesting. So, hold on here. All right. So what I want to show you guys, let me get up out of here, is, oh man, I see it. Okay. Digital Life, I see you jumping on the super chat chain with Maria. All you and Van Hennessy, man, let me give a high five to Digital Life and a DJ sound, right? We definitely gonna put there it is. There's the DJ sound. Let me do it again. The air horns, yes, everybody with the super file. Loving it. Christian must be asleep back there.
I'm not asleep. I was going to say it, but
You about to see it? Okay. I'm talking. Well, I told you to interrupt me. Real quick, let's see here. So, questions. When it comes to your business, asking questions, there's a lot of tools out there that will help you with getting information, right? Like when I first learned this, and then I admit, you know, when I first learned this is when things, like I said, sent the trajectory for me. So on my email marketing, right? Like raise your hand or leave in the comments below or something like that if you have an email marketing system set up, okay? I want to know, maybe there's something we could talk about. See, again, that's me asking a question. You're going to give me the information. I'm going to collect the data, and then something's going to happen from that. Simple process. It just blows my mind how simple it is, yet how ineffective it can be because we're not doing it right. But on a serious point, if you're using an email marketing, let me know if there's something you're using in your business, or if you're not, if you thought about it, leave it in the comment, let me know. The reason I asked about email marketing is because when I discovered it, it really gave me the opportunity to be like my own little Google. Okay, I was my own search engine, because in my emails that I would send out to people, I would ask the question, for me, like this question may not work in every business industry. This question may not work for every product or solution, but for what I'm doing specifically, it's not an original question, but it's a question that helps. And that question is, what are you struggling with right now? Okay, that's not a closed-ended question. To ask somebody what are they struggling with right now is for them to tell me. The fact that they have to tell and not say means that I am going to get more information. You have to tell me what it is you are struggling with right now. But when I find out what it is you're struggling with right now, I can create a solution for your struggles. And that's what we think about. What do we pay for? We pay for solutions. Even in the most simplest thing, the fast food industry is $1 billion industry because the solution is I don't want to cook at home, but I'm hungry. I will pay for you to cook it for me. Solutions, right? So I asked that question, what is the biggest challenge or what is the biggest thing you're struggling with right now? What is the biggest challenge that you're facing in your business right now? Those questions I ask on my email marketing, and I love when people respond and be like, man, and I'll be like, woo, but that's good information. Now I can create something to help solve that. And if I get, a majority of the people who respond with the same issue, then I just hit a gold mine of information, right? But real quick, so also another thing you can do to get information, I'm gonna put it on here, is these type of surveys and forms that you can implement to ask people things. So these are some of the tools that I use. One is Typeform. I like Typeform because it has, it's the way that it's the way that they actually ask the questions and how things are getting done. Again, there's with the pricing, I want to show you this, right, because there's a price to it. There's a cost, but then if you see right here, it says get a taste with our free plan. That's what I have. I'm cheap. I'm a free plan because I didn't need it that much. I didn't ask that many surveys. But as you can see, here are the two that I have. And I'll go to the one that's for personal taxes. And it's going to give, or at least it should show me, these are the questions that I'm asking. See, when it comes to your personal tax, what is your biggest challenge? So here is how it looks when people log into it and do that. Start. Notice how it comes up. They type an answer here, something of the rather. They press OK, and it moves forward, So this is why I like Typeform, because of how it asks the questions, right? So if you want this kind of elegant type look, you can go to Typeform. Again, it's typeform.com. That's what it is said, I guess so, yeah. Another one is SurveyMonkey. Like if you want to ask survey, they have products, you can actually do that. I don't think I have a SurveyMonkey account, never used them. Another one, which is a product or a byproduct of SurveyMonkey, is Wufoo. They have a lot of forms you can create. What is this one here? So I just kind of muted, but I want you so we can kind of look at some of the forms that they have. So again, Wufoo forms make it easy to create forms, collect data and things like that. And if you even wanted to go something cheap, absolutely free, Google has forms. Yes, think about it. Think about it. Google asks questions like, hey, what are you struggling with, right? Like, or they probably didn't even ask the question. Google probably most likely took all the information of everything that people was entering into their search engine, typing survey forms, typing how to ask questions, how to do research, and they're like, man, there's a lot of people asking for forms. How about we create one of our own? And voila, here we have Google Forms. You can go to google.com/forms. As long as you have a Gmail account or a Google account, you have free access to this, and you can create forms to do surveys and collect it on Google Sheets, collect the data, collect the responses, and bam, there you have it, right? Like they have, you can do one for contact information, t-shirt, event registration. I'm trying to see. And again, it's Google, it's free. You're not going to get that beautiful, design, that beautiful UI, that user interface. It's very simple. I think the only thing you can change is probably the color of the background, like this green here. You can change the image up here, but you can create all kind of things for free using Google. If I want to change the theme color to red, yeah, I can do that. If I want to upload an image, I can probably, choose something different to upload there, say insert. Did it change it? Yeah, see, so that changes. I mean, you probably can put your own image up there, but it's very simple to ask questions to get information, because that, my friends, is the whole goal. So here's an exercise that I want you to do. Oh, we got a question? Okay, before we get to the exercise, let's put the question. Come on, give it to me. Would I ever do a well-capitalized C Corp using ROBS, R-O-B-S? Well, Mr. Richard, Eric Richard, I would have to ask, what is ROBS? Some acronyms I am not familiar with. But a well-capitalized C Corp, I can say, is definitely something else. But definitely let me know what ROBS is, and I can probably answer that question a little bit better for you. Okay? Wait, put that back again, Christian. I understand. You did it too fast. Oh, $10 from Wanda here. Let me go and give Wanda a
high five.
High five, and also put some. Yeah, I'm loving this. I promise not to abuse the DJ sound effect. My wife hates it. I love it. I promise not to abuse it. Yes. So real quick, since I only got a few minutes here. The exercise, because every question. Well, first let's back up. You must ask open-ended questions, okay? Closed-ended questions go so far. Open-ended question gets you a lot more information. The more information you have, the more data you have, the more you can increase your sales. The reason being is because now you've listened to your customer, like the title said, you've listened. We've answered, right? Whole concept. You listen to your customer, understand what it is they want. By me trying to do what it is that I thought they wanted without asking, I wasted 4 years. Behind the 8 ball, 4 years. We should have been doing this 4 years ago. But I was stubborn. I was insane business-wise because I was doing the same thing, expecting different results. It wasn't until I learned the power of asking questions is when all of this started to happen, is when all of us became a family, because I understood that your needs and what my needs were, and we come together as a family, we gonna work this out. But that would have never happened if I didn't ask the question. So with that being said, tonight, your homework. You have homework. Y'all love giving y'all homework for whatever reason. And if I give you homework, that means you know for sure next week I'm going to ask, did you do it? So, and again, as always, I can see whoever put their name in the chat. That means you were here. You saw the video. So I'm gonna ask you, what did you do with your homework next week? And the homework is, I want you to craft at minimum 3 open-ended questions that is relative or, specifically for your business. For me, I can ask, what is your biggest challenge with taxes right now? Right? Like, that makes sense. If you're designing T-shirts, what's your biggest challenge with putting on T-shirts right now may not be the question you want to ask, right? So you have to be very thoughtful. It's not an overnight process. It's not an easy process. You may even have to go on Google and ask Google a question to help you get an understanding of, okay, what type of questions can I ask that's going to bring me information, because the only thing we want to do is create products, create services that are catering to the needs of our customers. Without our customers, we have absolutely no business at all. So they are our priority. So we have to ask the question, and then we must listen. And once we listen, hopefully if it's not too outlandish of a request, we can provide the solution that they're asking for. They asked, we listened, here's a solution, pay me, right? Like we really can't forget today. I'm providing you solution. There's a fee associated with that. Here it is, good to go. Don't always try to automate the process. You know, people buy from people. Make sure that there is some thought, some personality, some heart, some caring in the question that you ask, because you want to seem genuine, right? You really want to know, like you, and I don't know, maybe it's just me because I watch a lot of, you know, not psychological, but yeah, I guess psychological documentaries and things like that. It's like if somebody asks a question and they just stand there, yeah, are they really interested versus if somebody asks that same question and they lean in. And they, you know, when people lean in, you get that feeling like, man, they really paying attention. They really want to know. So there's a way to do that using media, using email, using your website, using your sales page, your copy. It just has to be genuine. It has to be felt. You know, you have to put your personality in that. But you have to ask the question if you want to move forward. Ask those questions in your business. Watch how it move forward. Again, your homework is give me 3. Come up with 3. I ain't going to ask you to tell me all 3. We probably won't have time for it, but at least develop 3 open-ended questions that are tailored for your specific business. If you're having difficulties with that exercise, you know, always reach out to me, let me know, leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to help because this is important. We want to move forward like Google, Yahoo, Bing, or any other company that asks questions and is making money off of it. We definitely want to. Oh, man, give me cornbread high five to you for the super chat. Love it. Absolutely. Okay, I said I wasn't going to abuse that, but yes. So that's it for tonight. We've reached 7 o'clock, man, right on the dot. So glad that you are here as always, man. It has been an absolute pleasure to be here with you guys, man. Again, I want to thank Mike and his wife for coming, Maria for coming on to the show. You know, still got some more guests coming on. Still got lots of things that we've been doing. Man, it's been so long. I don't even know how long I've been going live. Like, I never thought that I would be here, you know. But again, I'm here because I ask questions. You guys respond. You guys are the absolute greatest family to have. And I appreciate you being here. So again, if you're on Facebook, like I said, make sure you follow me. Give a thumbs up on there. You know, follow me on Instagram and here on YouTube. If you're new, consider subscribing because this is what we do. This is a great community. I'm just the voice that you're listening to, but if you look into the comments, you'll see that everybody in there is absolutely amazing. This community is, I don't care what nobody says, is the best online community. And trust me, woo, I got some new tools that's going to improve the community even better. I'm excited to share with you everything we got going on. So if that's it, that's all for me. If you have any questions for me, make sure to leave them in the comment below and I will get to them. Y'all know that I love you. I appreciate you being here. And, well, I don't know. Christian, you got anything to say?
Good night, folks.
Wait.
What was that? From Looney Tunes. That's all, folks.
Now you're going to be on copyright because you're still in Looney Tunes stuff. Yeah. But, yeah, we love you. We appreciate you, man. And until next time, my family, I look forward to it, seeing you again. I don't think there's anything else. Well, you waving at them? Well, they can't see you can wave now. Okay. You always wave by. Well, I'm signing out.